The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look at my soul. I've been afraid I would follow alone. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
Welcome into a Tuesday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. I hope everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day filled with all kinds of reflection and all kinds of family activities. I had an interesting Memorial Day. Go to start my car, dead battery. That's always good. Fortunately, today I was able to get a brand new battery over at Newton's in Columbiana. Good place, great people. Timmy Newton, a 1987 Letonia graduate, runs Newton's Garage. I think it's a third-generation family business. I think his grandfather ran that business. Then his late father ran it, and now he is running it. But took care of that. I had 2 games that I umpired, 16U games, if memory serves me correctly. So I had a little bit of fun with that, and just had a really good day yesterday. Hoping everyone had a good day as well. One of the cool things about sports, and by the way, we're with you till 3 o'clock, at which time DJ and the folks will chime in with Power Hour. That'll be coming up at 3 o'clock. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business, 330-886-0813. That's 330-886-0813. One of the cool things about being a sports fan or being involved in sports, and I'd like to think that all of us here at YSN are involved a great deal in the local sports. And I think one of the cool things about being involved and being a sports fan is the fact that you get to see some things that you didn't really expect. Now, I have no disrespect in any way, shape, or form for the team that I'm about to say, because they're in the state semifinals. I'll be honest. I thought Ursuline was going to beat South Range. And I think if everyone in the Mahoning Valley was given truth serum, you would have admitted the same thing. Not to say that South Range isn't a good team. They are. Obviously they are. They beat Ursuline. They're in the state semifinals. Job well done. One of the cool things about sports is this. When you see something that you didn't quite expect. Now, it's not a monumental upset. Let's throw that one out the second-story window right now. This was not a monumental upset. South Range was a really good softball team coming into this game. And Ursuline, well, they're Ursuline. They were an extremely balanced team that could beat you in every way possible. And I'll be honest, I did not think South Range was going to beat Ursuline yesterday. And lo and behold, South Range did in fact beat Ursuline, and it was a damn good game. South Range jumped on them early, had a 3-0 lead, stayed 3-0 until the bottom of the 7th inning. Ursuline tried as hard as they could to get back into the game, and they actually scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to make it 3-2. But when it was all said and done, the best pitcher in the area, with all due respect. She made it happen, and the supporting cast around her, Reagan Irons, Julie Stakowicz with 2 hits apiece yesterday, Stakowicz homering, they made it happen. And how many times have we sat back and said, baseball, softball, it doesn't matter. You have to have really good pitching, really good defense, and really good timely hitting. And South Range had all 3 of them going on yesterday as they knock off Ursuline and go to the state semifinals. Second trip to the state semifinals for South Range in the program's history. The last time they went to the state semifinals, they actually appeared in the state championship game. I had an opportunity to broadcast that game on terrestrial radio when I was still over at iHeart. They lost to Wheelersburg that day. They wound up losing the state championship game to Wheelersburg. Wheelersburg is back in the state semifinals. And wouldn't it be interesting if these 2 teams were to meet up again and you can get a little payback, 5 years in the making? But first, for South Range, they're going to have to get past Johnstown. South Range and Johnstown will take part in their game at 10 a.m. on Friday morning. And then if South Range knocks off Johnstown, they will take on the winner of Sherwood, Fairview, and Wheelersburg on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock at Akron Firestone Stadium. So congratulations to South Range. Job well done. Bree Kohler, 12 strikeouts, 1 walk. Of course, she's headed to Youngstown State University on a softball scholarship. And I'll tell you what, the regional tournaments were held in the home of the YSU softball program, Farmers National Bank Field, on the campus of Youngstown State University. She looked really, really comfortable in the circle. She looked real comfortable in that circle. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for South Range. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Ursuline. South Range moves forward at 28-3. Ursuline, they lose in the regional championship game, and they bow out at 27-3. And now we're down to the final 4 in the state of Ohio. Again, South Range, Johnstown, Sherwood, Fairview, and Wheelersburg. And there is a chance that we could be seeing a rematch of 5 years ago when South Range took on Wheelersburg back in 2016. Congratulations. Job well done by the South Range girls. And again, this is one of the reasons why sports is so damn exciting. Because you look at something that, in all honesty, you didn't expect. I expected Ursuline to win this game. I expected Ursuline to win a state championship. And lo and behold, they're knocked out in the regional finals. And I'll tell you what, South Range has a legit chance, a really legit chance to bring home a state championship in softball. And their classmates and colleagues on the baseball side, they're alive and well as well. They will be playing on Thursday afternoon at Massillon Washington High School. South Range will be playing Gilmore Academy. That game will start at 5 o'clock. The D3 regional semifinals, South Range taking on Gilmore Academy at 5 o'clock. If they happen to win that game, that would be on Thursday. If they happen to win that game, they would be back for a regional championship game on Friday at 5 o'clock against the winner of Burton Berkshire, who knocked off Cardinal Mooney, and the old nemesis, Canton Central Catholic. So there's your final 4 in the Massillon Regional in Division 3. South Range taking on Gilmore Academy. That's going to be the late game at Massillon Washington High School. The early game is going to be Burton Berkshire against Canton Central Catholic. If South Range wins, they get the winner of Burton Berkshire and Canton Central Catholic on Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock. But Thursday, we're going to be really busy. Busy with a number of baseball games. We have 5 local teams left. 4 of those 5 teams are in the YSN family, and 2 of those teams are going to be playing each other. How cool is it that Canfield and Salem both won their districts, and they'll now play each other in the regional semifinals at Canton Glen Oak High School. That's going to be on Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. The winner of that game takes on the winner of the nightcap in the Thursday regional semifinals from Canton Glen Oak. And what a game this is going to be. Akron-Hoban will be taking on Chagrin Falls. Chagrin Falls is, I believe, the last I saw, they were the 3rd best team in the state of Ohio, according to the coaches. Canfield was number 1 in the state. Akron-Hoban is no joke. They have been playing some really good baseball all year long. That's going to be a whale of a game, as is Canfield and Salem. And I would argue of the 4 regions that are encompassing the 16 teams left in Division II in the state of Ohio, this region, holy crud, is this region just phenomenal. Canfield and Salem, Akron-Hoban, Chagrin Falls, you're talking about 4 really, really good baseball programs. And I said this last week, and I'll say it again today. I think whoever wins this region wins a state championship. I firmly believe that, and we'll see what happens Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And it's always cool to have a all-local, all-YSN family regional yesterday, we had the all-local, all-YSN family regional championship game. And on Thursday, we will have an all-local, all-YSN regional semifinal from Canton Glen Oak High School with Canfield taking on Salem at 2 o'clock. Best of luck to both teams, as the winner of that game will take on the winner of the Akron-Hoban Chagrin Falls game. Division 4, Thursday at 1:30, Warren JFK will be taking on Columbia Station at 1:30. Columbia High School out of Columbia Station, and JFK will be playing Columbia Station, or Columbia High School out of Columbia Station, Ohio at 1:30. And then Matthews will be taking on Tiffin Calvert at 4:30. So there is the chance of an all-local, unfortunately not an all-YSN family regional championship game, but a good chance for an all-local regional championship game out of Strongsville High School. All JFK and Matthews have to do, is win their regional semifinal matchups, and we would get an all-local regional championship game on Friday afternoon at Strongsville High School at 2 o'clock. So we have 5 local teams, 4 in the YSN family left in regional baseball action. And we have 1 softball team that is headed to Akron, and South Range will be taking on Johnstown at Friday morning at Akron Firestone Stadium. That game will start at 10 a.m. So that's what went on this weekend and this holiday weekend as Ursuline and South Range played their regional championship game. On Memorial Day, South Range a winner over Ursuline. Over the weekend, both Matthews and West Branch were defeated in the regional championship game. West Branch lost to they lost to Wooster Triway as they were defeated by Wooster Triway, and then Matthews was defeated in their regional championship game by Cuyahoga Heights, 4-2. So there you go. Wooster Triway knocked off West Branch 8-0. Man, that Triway team is good. They're really good. So unfortunately, West Branch and Matthews both lost in the regional championship game. Still, it's a heck of a good run. It's a heck of a good run by both programs. Nothing to be ashamed of for sure. And again, we have one local softball team that is left. South Range will carry the banner for the Mahoning Valley. They take on Johnstown Friday morning at Akron Firestone Stadium at 10 a.m. If they win that game, there is the chance for a rematch of the 2016 Division III state championship. South Range plays the winner. If they beat Johnstown, they would play the winner of Sherwood Fairview and the team that knocked off South Range in the 2016 state championship game, Wheelersburg. All right, so there you go. So South Range is left in softball, and we have Canfield and Salem left in Division II. We're guaranteed one team right now to go to the regional championship game in Division II because Canfield and Salem will be playing each other. So the winner of that game takes on the winner of Akron, Hoban, and Chagrin Falls on Friday afternoon at Glen Oak High School in Canton. That game is a 5 o'clock start. South Range is left in Division III. Warren, JFK, and Matthews are left in Division 4. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. Over the weekend, Jason Kokrak getting his second PGA championship as he won the Charles Schwab Challenge with a 14 under. And he was 2 shots better than Jordan Spieth. Now, this is an interesting tournament, and when we talk with Brian Tolnar tomorrow, we'll talk a whole lot more about this. But because this was a different tournament in that it was an invitational, there's a lot that Jason Kokrak gets by winning this. For example, he now has a 3-year exemption beginning this year with the 2 majors that are left, the British Open and the United States Open. He will be able to go into those majors, those 2 majors, this year, next year, and the following year, 2021, 22, and 23. He qualifies for the Masters as well as the PGA Championship, and he gets an exemption from those 2 tournaments for the next 3 years as well. That's what happens when you win an invitational. Kokrak got a pretty nice sized trophy, got a really big car or truck, and he gets a 3-year exemption in all 4 of the majors. So there's a big deal. Just his second PGA victory, but this is a huge deal for the Warren JFK grad as Jason Kokrak got himself a victory in the Charles Schwab Challenge over the weekend, 2 shots better than Jordan Spieth. I certainly would never pat myself on the back or Brian Tolnar, but we both said Jason Kokrak would win this tournament. We both thought that there was a better than average chance that he would get himself a championship this weekend, and dang if he didn't do it. So congratulations to Jason Kokrak, a 2-shot winner over Jordan Spieth at the Charles Schwab Challenge down in the Colonial, just outside of Dallas, over in Fort Worth, Texas, in the Dallas Metroplex area. Dallas and Fort Worth. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. Scrappers' 6-game winning streak came to a close last night as West Virginia scored 3 times in the bottom of the 9th inning to knock off the Scrappers 5-4. They began the season 6 wins and no losses. Boy, a walk-off victory on Saturday night that was absolutely fantastic, as the Scrappers were down 9-6 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. They scored a run, loaded the bases, and then Chase Valentine ripped a double down the left field line just inside the third base bag, cleared the bases, giving the Scrappers a 10-9 victory, and then they knocked off the Frederick Keys in the final game of a very abbreviated two-game series, as they defeated Frederick on Sunday 6-2 to move their record to 6-0. Unfortunately, the six-game win streak was snapped last night by West Virginia. They turned the tables on the Scrappers. Mahoning Valley had a 4-1 lead going into the bottom half of inning number 9, and West Virginia came up with a 4-spot. Actually, it was a 4-2 lead. I beg your pardon. It was a 4-2 lead going into the bottom of the ninth inning, and West Virginia came up with a 3-spot to beat Mahoning Valley 5-4. So the Scrappers' 6-game winning streak is now complete, as they suffer their first loss in the 2021 MLB Draft League. And as we take a look at the standings, and again, we've been talking a little bit about this in the broadcasts, and hopefully you've been able to listen to the games. It's real simple to get to, ysnlive.com/scrappers, ysnlive.com/scrappers. We have Mahoning Valley is currently leading Williamsport by a half a game. Trenton is in third place, West Virginia in fourth, State College is in fifth place, and Frederick is still looking for their first victory of this season. They are in last place. One of the things that we've been talking about is the fact that the Major League Baseball Draft League has decided they do not want to be any part of extra innings. Again, this is a league, and we talked a little bit about this with Coco Crisp on our Sunday conversation in the pregame show before Sunday's game against Frederick. This is a league in which the players are trying to raise their draft stock, and yet this is also a league in which, oh, by the way, you want to win some games and win the regular season championship. Since there are no playoffs, whoever wins the league is going to win the inaugural championship, since there are no playoffs. And there's no playoffs in the draft league. There are also no playoffs in minor league baseball this year, as we hopefully, knock on wood, have the last year of this nonsense with COVID. Hopefully we're kicking this to the curb. But this league is a little bit different than a normal baseball league in that, well, normally you would not want tie ball games. It just doesn't work out very well. But this league, and I've said this, it's not necessarily about the wins and losses, although that is part of this. The big part of it for the fans is, or for the players, I should say, is we got to get ourselves noticed by the scouts. Got to get ourselves noticed by statistics, or the way we conduct ourselves on the field, the way we play the game of baseball. And through the first week, there's more than a handful of scrappers that have taken the proverbial bull by the horns and said, hey, someone better be looking at me, because I'm making myself look really, really good in this draft league. And the cool thing about this team, there is a lot of really good chemistry on this team, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens as we move forward. We've mentioned this. There are guys that signed a 2-week contract that, here's your opportunity to play yourself on this roster. Because when our big boys high school and college seasons come to a close, these guys are going to be getting some spots. These are the guys that are going to be coming in, and they're going to be the guys that we're looking to make the team, and they're going to be part of this team. The guys that, when the season started a week ago yesterday, the guys that first signed up, they signed 2-week contracts, and they signed 2-week contracts for a reason. There's not going to be any room for you. But here's the opportunity for you to basically make the decision really difficult and literally push yourself onto this roster. There's going to be roster turnaround now that most of the kids are out of the college tournaments and high school tournaments, and you still got a couple of kids that are going to be moving around. The NCAA tournament will start this weekend. By the way, congratulations to Wright State. They win the Horizon League, and they will be going to Knoxville. They're going to be taking on Tennessee. Wright State is the 4th seed in the Tennessee regional. So they'll be taking on Tennessee, the Tennessee Volunteers. By the way, the Volunteers are ranked number 3 in the nation. So good luck, Wright State. You're going to need it. As Wright State will be trying to tangle with Tennessee in a double elimination tournament. But again, most of the players have found themselves into the Mahoning Valley. I know Drake Batcho is now a member of the Scrappers, as is Colin Floyd. Unfortunately, the Penguins season ended a little bit too early, and Colin Floyd is now donning a Scrappers uniform. So the kids that started the season, some of the kids that started the season, and they signed a 2-week deal, you probably won't be seeing those kids after Sunday, after the final game of the brief 2-game series with State College. You probably won't see those kids on a 2-week contract anymore. Although, if you can get hot or stay hot, as it were, you have a chance of hanging around, and you have a chance to be on this club. And there, as I said, there are guys in the Mahoning Valley Scrappers. There are guys in this league that have really, in the first week of this season, they have really put themselves on the map. And it's a cool league. I wish the league itself was marketed better, not the teams. The Mahoning Valley does a great job of marketing their product. Well, let me make that one perfectly clear. Mahoning Valley has done a great job of marketing this team. The marketing aspect from the league is real simple. Look, I'll peel a little bit of the curtain back. Members of the media don't really like to dig for something that they shouldn't dig. This league should have statistics for the members of the media and the scouts. Most importantly, the scouts. When the scouts come into the ballparks, they should be given from the league a stat pack, which includes the league leaders. It includes the batting averages and all of the statistics that are pertinent for the scouts and for members of the media. Haven't done that yet. The league has a website, and you go to the website, and it's not exactly the friendliest thing in the world. It's tough. It's tough to get that information, and I think that's the one thing that the league has to do a better job with. They must be able to provide the statistics for the members of the media, for the scouts, especially the scouts. That has to be a must. Other than that, this is a phenomenal league. If you've not gone and seen the Scrappers, I wholeheartedly suggest you get out to Eastwood and check out this team. It's a really good baseball team. And again, I've seen 4 games. Should have been 5. Unfortunately, we had to cancel one of the games with Frederick because Mother Nature wasn't too kind. By the way, Mother Nature really wasn't too kind this holiday weekend. I mean, in reality, the only day that was somewhat decent, and it was actually really nice, was yesterday. I mean, Sunday, it was a little too chilly for my taste. Saturday and Friday, blech, that was terrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. But we were able to play baseball on Saturday and Sunday at Eastwood, and Mahoning Valley come from behind victory in the bottom of the 9th inning. They knocked off Frederick 10-9 on Saturday night. Sunday, they beat Frederick 6-2. They return home on Saturday and Sunday. State College comes to town. Youth jersey giveaway night at the Ball Yard. That is a 7:05 start. By the way, the fireworks that were supposed to be shot off this past Friday, they're going to shoot those off immediately after the game on Saturday, June the 5th. And then on Sunday, June the 6th, all Sunday matters. Every Sunday matters, excuse me. All you got to do is bring a couple of canned goods to the ballpark, or bring a new children's book, and you'll get yourself a free general admission ticket to the Sunday game. It's a 4:05 start as we close out the series with State College. For more information, you can contact the Scrappers box office, 330-505-0000. That's 330-505-0000. Or you can go to the website, mvscrappers.com, mvscrappers.com. All right, so the Scrappers are now 6-1 in the campaign. They lead the Major League Baseball Draft League. Williamsport has a 5-1-1 record. Trenton is 3-2. West Virginia picked up their first win of the season last night, scoring 3 off Mahoning Valley in the bottom of the 9th inning down in West by God, Virginia, as they beat the Scrappers 5-4. West Virginia 1 win, 3 losses. They have 2 ties on the campaign. State College is 1-4. Frederick still looking for their first victory. They are 0-5-1. All right, let's take a timeout. On the other side, we'll take some phone calls. 330-886-0813. That's 330-886-0813. Dan Bertolini will be joining the show at 2 o'clock, the head coach, baseball coach of the YSU Penguins. YSU, an early exit in the Horizon League tournament, but man, I'll tell you what a ride it was for the Penguins. And I'll tell you right now, you ain't seen nothing yet with this baseball team. Fully expect this baseball team to be just as good next year. Though they do have some people to replace pitching-wise, there's some arms on that team, and there's some plenty of kids that are coming back. This is going to be a fun time to watch YSU. Actually, before we go to break, let's go to the phone lines. Champ, you're on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. What's going on, Champ?
Hi, Ron. How you doing?
I'm good.
I was off on vacation. It's interesting because we had our annual, we have it twice a year, our annual Howard University golf outing in Marion, Ohio, and 2 of the guys in our group, one was from Portsmouth and one from Wheelersburg.
Okay.
And it's ironic because I had 2 guys that lived next to me my freshman year from Portsmouth and 2 guys across from me from Marion, and we became lifetime friends my freshman year. But, yeah, interesting. Wheelersburg Pirates, very familiar with that part of the state down there in P-Town, Ohio, as they call it down there.
Listen, they can play some softball down there. I remember Wheelersburg when they knocked off South Range in 2016. They had a young girl who was a senior who was a shortstop that wound up going to LSU. Well, she didn't last very long at LSU. I think she transferred out, but she was good enough to get a full-ride scholarship at LSU. You're doing something if you're able to get a full-ride scholarship to a Power 5 conference team.
Yeah, and that's you're right. It's a good baseball area down there. Always have good baseball teams, but anyways, I missed last week. So you're doing the Scrappers games now, then?
Yes.
Okay, how's that going? Pretty good.
It's fun. It is. It's a lot of fun. It's enjoyable. I think that the talent level is exceeding what I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest, champ. I think the talent level has exceeded my expectations, and I think this is the best talent level for the Scrappers. It's better than the New York Penn League. I think it's a better brand of baseball, and I think that this is going to be fun to watch this year in, year out. I just hope Major League Baseball does a much better job of marketing this. What they're doing right now by not getting statistical packets out to scouts and broadcasters, I think that's a crime. But other than that, this league is fantastic.
Now, these players, if they become really good, where do they go? Who do they belong to? And how do they get back into the major leagues?
Well, they're not drafted yet. That's the reason why they're playing right now, is because I think a lot of these kids may have been lost in the cracks of college baseball or junior college baseball, and these kids are given an opportunity via an invitation from Prep Baseball Report in conjunction with Major League Baseball. These kids are able to play in this league to improve their draft stock. I think it's a great idea. Like I said, there are some things that the league itself has to figure out. But boy, I'll tell you what, the talent level is incredible. So these kids are looking to improve their draft stock, and hopefully these kids will all get drafted, and then from there, you'll go into minor league baseball. It'll probably be 2022 when they go into minor league baseball. But there are some kids that certainly have what it takes, in my opinion, to go up the minor league ladder. I think there's a handful of kids that could very well get to the major leagues one day.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens with those. We'll have to wait a few years, obviously, to see what kind of stars they produce. But we'll obviously remember the ones that became big players, which would be probably 3 or 4 years down the road.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a kid right now on the Scrappers team that I think he has a very legit chance of not only being drafted really high, but also to get himself through the minor leagues and on into the major leagues. Matthew Vale is a kid that has just been dynamite in the early stages of his Major League Baseball draft league season. He's hitting well over 400. He's got at least 7 stolen bases this year. He's an on-base percentage machine, and he's a guy that's just quick. He'll steal you some bags. He'll play some top shelf defense, and you can't teach speed. Now, he doesn't have power, but boy, can this kid run! And he gets on base, and once he does, he ain't afraid to steal a bag or two.
Now, I was a little pretty happy about the Tigers sweep of the Yankees, but I would trade that for a sweep of the Indians. For whatever reason, the Tigers can't beat the Indians, but they can sweep Seattle. They've swept Houston. They've swept Kansas City. They've swept the Yankees, but they can't even touch the Indians. So I guess things haven't changed much as far as.
Listen, it all goes in cycles. What was it? 6 or 7 years ago, the Indians couldn't touch the Tigers. So it all works in cycles.
It is amazing to me that, and we've talked about this, how the Indians and Tigers have been playing together over 100 years, and they really haven't been good at the same time very many years. It's amazing.
Yeah, it truly is. I mean, I think the last time both teams were good, we'll go back to 2013.
Right.
And I remember Doug Fister pitching on Labor Day against the Indians. And Fister, for those that don't know, he was in the Mariners AA organization. So I had an opportunity to see him pitch an entire year and parts of another year. And I never thought Doug was a guy that could get to the majors, but he found himself into the major leagues. And what brought him to the major leagues, what made him successful, is the fact that he was able to keep everything down. And, when he pitched in the minors, I sat back and said, if he gets a lot of ground ball outs, it's a good night for Doug Fister. And, boy, more often than not, Doug Fister was able to get ground ball outs. And in that particular game, he punched out 12 hitters in like 7 innings and just jammed it into Cleveland's backside as Detroit won that ball game. And that was I think 2012 was probably 2012 or 2013 was probably one of the very few years both of these teams were good at the same time.
Fitzer, he was a good, he was a decent pitcher, but he was really a great pitcher in big games and postseason. You're right, that slider of his was incredible. And with that staff they had with all those pitchers, Verlander and Porcello and Scherzer, he was like their 4th or 5th starter, which is pretty good for a 4th or 5th starter the Tigers had.
Oh, no, I agree with you. And he was a solid number 4. Like I said, when he was on his A game, he was really tough to hit because you just couldn't square up that filthy slider of his.
And I think he benefited too from that big Detroit outfield and that big
absolutely
stadium. Yeah, because you're right. He was a really good pitcher, and his best years were with the Tigers. That was a great deal. I forget how they got him, but it was one of those trips. You look back, wow, that was pretty good. But you know what? We talked about the Tigers at the beginning of the season. I said this is all about developing a pitching staff, and I've been following their team ERA, which is well over 6, but it's now down to like 4.7. Which is a great improvement when you think their ERA last year, I think, was 6.67 or some ungodly thing. But they're starting to develop a rotation now, and these are all the young kids we're talking about. But that's the only encouraging thing I find this season so far is their pitching has improved. Other than that, it's really painful watching Miguel Cabrera. I thought maybe he would pick it up a little bit, but it doesn't look good for him so far. But otherwise, the pitching, I think, is encouraging for Tiger fans.
Yeah, everyone knew this was a rebuilding year, and right. You still have that really tough contract of Cabrera's for another year or so. And every once in a while, Miggy will show a glimpse of what he was, and unfortunately, what he's no longer. But the veteran leadership, it's good. He'll teach the kids how to play the game the right way. He had his moment in the sun. He'll go to Cooperstown. He's one of the best right-handed hitters I've ever seen. But unfortunately, he just doesn't have it anymore. Father Time is undefeated for a reason. Miggy never really took good care of his body, and now he's breaking down in what his upper 30s, which is to be somewhat expected. Hopefully, and Champ, how far away is he from 600?
He's 8 from 6 to 8 homers. I think he's at or 500. You mean he's at 492? I think.
Okay, all right. So at 5, if he can get 8 more home runs, and I think that's doable. Get him his 500 home runs. I think it's more than doable for him to get his 3,000 hits. He's a guy that's going to Cooperstown, no question about it.
Yeah, it's ironic because when we talk about these older players, we talk about how they can't play the field anymore. I think at this point, Cabrera's defense is still pretty good. It's his offense that's really bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, he can still pick it over at first base.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he grew up. He wasn't a first baseman. He grew up. He was a third baseman, and he
even played shortstop too in minor leagues. I think.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he bounced around both positions, but I think that he was more of a third baseman. And he wasn't bad. I mean, he wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. And I remember him as an 18, 19-year-old kid in the Florida State League, and his bat was going to carry him, and his bat, his bat was the reason why Cabrera got to the big leagues at 19. And he's a remarkable kid, and now he's an elder statesman with this team, and he'll get his due in Cooperstown. Like I said, he's one of the best right-handed hitters I've ever seen.
Yeah, and you know what? Despite and obviously the situation with their manager, what happened in Houston, A.J. Hinch is a pretty good manager. I mean, he was with Houston when they were really bad. They lost 100 games 3 years in a row, but he saw the talent coming up at the same time, kind of similar to what Detroit has right now. But I've noticed a difference in the way he manages. And he's a pretty good manager, and he's got that stain still on his career. But he did serve his punishment, though.
No, he did, and everyone deserves a second chance, hence the reason why Hinch is managing again. But that stain's going to last forever. I mean, people are always going to bring that up, unfortunately, for him. But look, I think Detroit's rebuilding process is going along pretty well, and there's some kids that have made the jump from West Michigan, which is now their high A club, which I can't get used to yet, but I'm trying to. And they've made the jump from West Michigan to Erie, so there's some kids that are 2 steps away. And look, I think they're probably in the same position as the Pirates, although I think Detroit, because their pitching is right about where it should be, and it's probably 2022 will get the full money when it comes to the pitching. I think Detroit will have a quicker turnaround in their rebuilding than Pittsburgh does. I can see Pittsburgh flirting with 500 as early as next year, possibly 2023. I could see Detroit flirting with 500 next year. And then 2023, when the young sticks come up to the show, I think that you'll probably see a Tigers team that's going to be ready to make some noise. And then by then, you've got the $30+ million contract out of the system with Cabrera. His contract is up at the end of this year or next year, Chimp?
I think he's got 2 more years, and then then there's a club option. But obviously they're hanging on. But the guy to watch, he's in Double A right now. He's the center fielder. His name is Riley Green, a 5-star player, and he's gone so rapidly up through their organization. I wouldn't be surprised if he's their starting right fielder next year.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he's a kid that the Tigers have loved for a while, and like you said, he's barreling through the minor league system. I'll be curious what he's done over in Erie in the Eastern League. And, I mean, I'll tell you what, that is not that bad of a drive to go up to Erie and watch the baby Tigers play. It's really cool if you're an Indians fan. Obviously, Akron is in the area. If you're a Pirates fan, Altoona's not that far away. It's like a 2-3 hour trip to Altoona to watch the Pirates AA team, or you can just watch the Pirates AA team when they're taking on Akron, and make a trip there or make a trip up to Erie. But it's really cool to have minor league baseball still pretty close to this area, and then for the kids that are looking to be a little higher selection in the draft, you got a great, a potentially great league if the league can market itself a little bit better. Not the individual teams, the league. If they can market itself better, it would be even better. The MLB Draft League, the talent level, oh my goodness, that's some good baseball. And you got good minor league baseball, good MLB Draft League baseball. The high school B League baseball around here is pretty solid. It's be a fun summer, Chimp.
Yeah, and give credit to Erie too, because they were on the chopping block and they did whatever it took to save that team. And I'm glad they did, because that's a vital part of their downtown right now. A beautiful stadium. They fixed it up just like that Major League Baseball wanted them to do that. That's why they thought it was very unfair for them to cut that, but they didn't. And I'm glad for that. I'm sure the Tigers organization is really glad that the Erie's still around.
Yeah, I kind of questioned the first main article that came out saying, okay, we're going to cut these teams, and all the rumors came flying out, and teams were announced. I don't think Erie was ever really on the chopping block, much like I don't think Chattanooga was really on the chopping block. I think that there were cities that were erroneously put on the chopping block, and for whatever reason, again, MLB, which is no surprise, they don't market themselves very well. They dropped the ball with that, and the whole thing stunk. And it could have been handled a whole lot better, but all's well that ends well. I mean, that ballpark, it's a typical downtown ballpark, takes up an entire city block. It's gorgeous. It's a fun place to watch a game.
Am I being too cynical if I think that part of the reason why Major League Baseball doesn't really promote its stars is because they don't want them to become so big that their salaries are going to be even more than they are now?
No, I don't think that there's. I don't think there's that possibility, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's we don't have a salary cap, and that's going to be a bone of contention at the end of this year, which is the reason why you may want to enjoy this baseball season, because next year you might not have a baseball season to enjoy, because I expect this labor negotiations to be horrendous, with all kinds of just bad things on the horizon. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think Major League Baseball, like I said, I think they should do a much better job of marketing their kids. I think they still believe that they're the most must-see sport of the four major sports, and unfortunately they were passed in their sleep by the National Football League, and we've talked about this. The National Football League has marketed itself so great that it's a year-long product. Even the draft is something that everyone talks about. It's crazy how brilliant Major League Baseball has marketed itself.
And it's the only sport of the four major sports that literally that's all by themselves for 3 or 4 months. Because hockey, basketball, and football, there's a time when only baseball is being played. That should help them. That's what I love about baseball, playing every day in the summertime. But that should help them, because the other sports, but the situation is when baseball starts its postseason, all the other sports are playing at the same time. So that's the situation. But right now, it's the only game in town after the NBA and hockey are over. It's the only game in town for a few months until football starts.
Yeah, it'll be its own sport in July and August, and then mid-August, the National Football League will come around with exhibition games, and then everyone will get ready for that in college football.
Yeah, we still got, I don't know how many more games we have with the Indians. I wish they'd get that. I wish they'd play like the first 19 games against the Indians and get it over with, okay? Just get it over with, okay? Or even just forfeit, don't show up, rest.
No, you don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that. Okay, you're right. Anyways, congratulations again on the Scrappers gig. Sounds like that'd be a fun deal for you.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been a treat. The kids, like I said, it's the game. The talent level in the MLB Draft League exceeds what I originally thought, and I originally thought some pretty big things. I thought this league had the makings of something special, and it's exceeded my expectations for sure.
You know how they have a player that plays every position in the game? We always keep track of that. I think what you should do is be the first ever umpire broadcaster. You can umpire and broadcast the game at the same time. Yeah, that'd be beautiful.
I'm having enough time trying to figure out one, let alone put two of them together. That would be really difficult to do.
Well, I want to see when you get hit in a certain area if they have to use the bleep button while you're announcing the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, champ, I got smacked pretty hard on the face mask yesterday, and this one was hard enough to put me down, which I don't get knocked down very easily. This one put me down, and I'll be honest, I didn't know where the heck I was for a couple of minutes. But all's well that ends well. It wound up being okay, I guess.
So instead of using smelling salts, did they use calamari to get you up? Like squid?
Yeah, they had me smelling pasta sauce instead of smelling salts.
Oh, it probably works better for you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Champ. All right, there goes Champ on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, 330-886-0813. By the way, Nick Camino, good friend of the show, tweeted this out. The New York Mets are 46 games into their season. And, the guy that the Mets traded for, everyone who lost their mind when Francisco Lindor was traded to the New York Mets, for those wondering, Lindor is hitting 198 this year. $198. Now, he does have 4 homers. He does have 4 home runs. He has driven in 11 runs. but he's hitting $198, and they are well past the quarter point of the 2021 campaign. Oh, by the way, his on-base percentage, .295. And he's getting paid buku megabucks. Just throwing that out there. Not saying that it's going to stay that way. I don't think it will. I think that Lindor will wind up getting, his 20 to 25 home runs, and he'll probably have close to 80 runs batted in. But right now, he's hitting $198, a quarter of the way plus into this season. What are they? 46 games into this season, all right. 46 divided by 162. They are 28% into the season, and Lindor is hitting under 200. 4 homers, 11 runs batted in with an on-base percentage, god-awful on-base percentage of .295. Yeah, that is not what the New York Mets were expecting from Francisco Lindor. And all the Indians fans that boo-hooed the trade and were angry at the Indians to the point where some of y'all said, well, I'm never supporting this team again. Okay, your hero's hitting under 200. Just letting you know. 330-886-0813. We're back in a bit. It's a Tuesday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and tell us how we can go the extra mile for you.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance, your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Bad credit, no problem. I can get you approved for a low-interest loan and maybe even a low-payment lease on a new car at the #1 Chevy dealership in Trumbull County for 3 years in a row. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved or come see me, Tony Page, to get a new vehicle today. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Ron Potesta with you. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline open for business, 330-886-0813. Really good matchup tonight in Cleveland. The White Sox are in town. The Indians and the White Sox split a doubleheader yesterday. White Sox still own a 3.5-game lead on the Indians in the Central Division. This is going to be a dandy of a matchup. Dylan Cease on the hill today for the White Sox, 3-1, a 298 earned run average. On the hill for the Indians, Shane Bieber. Biebs 5-3, a 3.13 ERA, 6.10 first pitch. The Indians taking on the White Sox. I'm not sure if that's the last game of the series. I don't believe it is. Yeah, there's one more game left in this series. That'll be tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. So the Indians hoping to take this game to win 2 of the first 3 against the White Sox. And again, the lead by the White Sox is 3.5. They have played 54 games this year. The Indians have played 53 games. So right now the Tribe 3.5 games out of first place. But if the playoffs were to start today, the Indians would have the second spot in the wild card. Actually, they would be tied with Houston for the second wild card spot in the MLB playoffs. The Indians right now 29-24, a .547 win percentage. The White Sox 33-21, 3 better than the Indians in the loss column, 3.5 better overall. Meanwhile, the Pirates, they are in Kansas City tonight, taking on the Kansas City Royals. That is an 8:10 first pitch. On the hill tonight for the Buccos, right-hander Will Crow. Crow 0-3, a .567 earned run average. Brady Singer on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, 2-4, a .491 earned run average. 8:10 first pitch in Kansas City. Royals are playing .500 baseball. 26 up, 26 down. Meanwhile, the Pirates are 20-33. The Bucks are in last place in the National League Central Division, a .377 win percentage. That is the 3rd worst record in the National League. And a 377 puts them number 4 in the major leagues. Baltimore with a 315 win percentage on a 14-game losing streak. Yeah, the Orioles are on a 14-game losing streak, 17 wins, 37 losses. They have played 54 games. They are a third of the way through the season. A third of the way through the season. And they are right now projected to be 51 and 111. Oof. Damn, that's bad. Tonight will be the Indians' 54th game. If the Indians win tonight, they would be on pace to go 90 and 72. If the Indians were to lose tonight, they would be on pace to go 87 and 85. So that's where the Indians are, as they are tonight's game is going to mark the 1/3 mile, or the 1/3 quarter pole. 33% of the season will be done after tonight. And also for the Pirates, 33% of their season will be done after tonight. If the Bucks were to lose tonight, they would be on pace to go 60 and 102. If the Bucks were to win tonight, they would be on pace to go 64 and 98. 64 and 98. All right, 330-886-0813, the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. I guess you could say this is the calm before the storm, a good storm nonetheless. A good storm, as we have baseball and softball later this week. All right, so tomorrow's another quiet day in terms of high school events, although we will have B-League baseball, which I guess you could say technically is high school. I mean, it's, 14U, 16U, 18U baseball, so technically it is high school, even though it's not affiliated with high school per se. All will be quiet until Thursday, and then the explosion starts. Division II regional semifinals at Canton Glen Oak. It's been a matchup we've been looking forward to. We've been talking a little bit about it, and let the chirping begin from both communities. The Canfield Cardinals and the Salem Quakers will do battle on Thursday afternoon at Kenton Glen Oak High School in the regional semifinal. That'll be a 2 o'clock matchup. The beautiful thing about this is we have a guaranteed team in Division II to go to the regional championship game. The winner of the Canfield-Salem game gets the winner of the Akron-Hoban-Chagrin Falls contest, which takes place on Thursday afternoon at Canton Glen Oak at 5 o'clock. That regional championship game will be Friday at 5 o'clock. And either Canfield or Salem will be playing for a regional championship game on Friday. So we will be busy at Canton Glen Oak High School broadcasting the Canfield-Salem game on Thursday at 2 o'clock and then broadcasting the regional championship game on Friday at 5 o'clock. Division III at Massillon Washington High School, the Massillon High School for the Tiger fans. South Range will be taking on Gilmore Academy. That will be at 5 o'clock. The first game in that regional tournament will pit Burton Berkshire, who knocked off Cardinal Mooney in the district championship game. They will be playing Canton Central Catholic. That is a 2 o'clock start. South Range playing Gilmore Academy at Massillon Washington High School. That'll be on Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Should South Range knock off Gilmore Academy, pretty good chance it happens, South Range would play the winner of Burton Berkshire and Canton Central Catholic on Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock over at Massillon Washington High School. And then in Strongsville on the west side of Cleveland, Warren JFK will be taking on Columbia High School. That's out of Columbia Station, Ohio. JFK taking on Columbia at 1:30 at Strongsville High School. Matthews will be playing Tiffin Calvert at Strongsville High School at 4:30. Now, Matthews is not part of the YSN family, but they are local. They're at a school up in Trumbull County, up in Vienna. So hopefully JFK and Matthews will put themselves on a collision course to play a regional championship game. The regional championship game on Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock from Strongsville High School. So we could very well be crowning a regional champion by the time the Canfield-Salem winner plays in a regional title game at Canton Glen Oak. Pretty good chance we could be crowning a local regional champion in Division 4 before the first pitch at both Canton Glen Oak and Massillon. And hopefully, we're guaranteed one team in the regional championship game. Hopefully, South Range takes care of Gilmore, Kennedy takes care of Columbia, and Matthews takes care of Tiffin Calvert. If that's the case, then we have a regional championship game in Division 2, Division 3, and an all-local, though not necessarily all YSN, but still all-local Division 4 regional championship game. We'll see what happens. And then on Friday, we get it started with softball. Anthony Hartwig will be at Firestone Stadium in Akron on Friday morning at 10 a.m. as South Range will be taking on Johnstown. South Range got an exciting victory over Ursuline yesterday, 3-2. South Range jumped on Ursuline for 3 runs in the first 2 innings, held off Ursuline, who scored 2 times in the bottom of the 7th inning. South Range gets the regional championship, and they will play Johnstown Friday morning at 10 a.m. So while we are guaranteed one team to play for a regional championship on Friday, we'll actually get the weekend started, albeit a day early. Friday's not considered a weekend, not until after 5 o'clock. But the weekend will get started early with a state semifinal softball game. South Range taking on Johnstown at 10 a.m. And then, if JFK happens to beat Columbia, the next broadcast would be from Strongsville High School, where Kennedy would play for a regional championship, and fingers crossed, hopefully, against Matthews, which I think would be pretty cool. And then at 5 o'clock, hopefully, South Range knocks off Gilmore, so they would play the winner of Burton Berkshire and Canton Central Catholic in a regional championship game at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon for Massillon Washington High School. And we're guaranteed the winner of Canfield-Salem gets into a regional championship game facing the winner of Akron-Hoban and Chagrin Falls. That will be on Friday at 5 o'clock. By the way, if South Range knocks off Johnstown Friday morning at 10 a.m., they will take on the winner of Sherwood Fairview and Wheelersburg. And that's a team that knocked off South Range in the state title game 5 years ago. South Range and Wheelersburg or Sherwood Fairview, they would be playing for a state championship game if South Range beats Johnstown. If South Range does not beat Johnstown, then obviously we have no skin left in the state softball tournament. Then our softball tournament, or softball season, I should say, would officially come to a close. Hopefully, South Range takes care of Johnstown and they advance to the state championship game, which would be played on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. South Range getting the winner of the Sherwood Fairview Wheelersburg game. And I think it'd be interesting if South Range had an opportunity to right a wrong from 5 years ago when they lost to Wheelersburg in the state championship game. But South Range still has some work to do. They got to get past Johnstown first. All right, 330-886-0813. The MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, open for business. With you till 3 o'clock. DJ and the fellas have Power Hour. Nothing in terms of the high school sports until Thursday. That doesn't mean we're not going to be busy. No, we're going to be busy. We will most definitely be busy around these parts. After all, we are doing B-League baseball on the network, and that's exactly what we will be focusing on, as we will have plenty of games to talk about on the network tonight, as we'll get those to you in the next hour. But plenty of stuff to talk about on the network, and games to do on the network tonight involving the B-League. And again, the B-League got underway. It was supposed to have gotten underway earlier in the weekend. Unfortunately, Mother Nature decided to intervene. But now we're rip-roaring and ready to go. Yesterday, boy, all three fields were just filled with baseball. And again, the Youngstown B League, you have a 14U league, a 16U league, and an 18U league. And the good baseball, good brand of baseball down there. It's a lot of fun, really, really good atmosphere. And it's good time. Very, very good time. Competitive as well. We had some fun there yesterday. I umpired 2 games, called a third game at YSN, and that was fun. It was a very good time. Again, keep in mind, Scrappers are in action. They're playing West Virginia. That game is in Morgantown, West Virginia, as the Black Bears will be playing the Scrappers in Game 2 of their brief 2-game affair. And the Scrappers looking to improve on a 6-1 start, as the Scrappers are off to a really, really good start. As I mentioned, their 6-game winning streak came to a close yesterday, as they gave up 3 runs in the bottom half of inning number 9. West Virginia came back from a 4-2 deficit as they walked off the Scrappers 5-4. Scrappers will have reopening day on Saturday, June the 5th, youth jersey giveaway to the first 500 kids, 12 and under, courtesy of Armstrong. And then post-game fireworks. Those fireworks were to have been shot off on Friday nights when the Scrappers were to have opened a series against Frederick. That game was postponed. So the fireworks will be shot off on Saturday. So get your tickets by calling the Scrappers box office, 330-505-0000, or you can go online, mvscrappers.com. And again, a reminder, 2 of the 3 local kids are on the Scrappers. Colin Floyd was in uniform on Sunday, did not appear in a game. Drake Batcho was in uniform on Saturday. He had not appeared in a game. Don't know about last night. Unfortunately, never got a box score last night. West Virginia knocking off Mahoning Valley 5-4. I'm honestly not sure whether Drake or Colin Floyd appeared in last night's games. We'll have to undoubtedly take a look and see through the website and see what's going on there. But as I made mention, we really didn't get a box score last night, unfortunately. And again, we made mention of this. That's a league thing. That's not a Scrappers thing. That is definitely a league thing. And hopefully that gets a little bit better. But other than that, good Lord, the talent level, it's exceeded what I thought. I had a pretty good idea of what I thought we would see. My goodness. And I'm not saying this because the Scrappers won their first 6 games. And I'm not just talking about the talent level for the Scrappers. There's some serious talent league-wide in this league. there's some serious talent league-wide. It's a fun league for sure. All right, 330-886-0813. We're back in a bit. Stick around. More of a Tuesday edition of Running Point on ysnlive.com.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
This is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of pre-owned vehicles. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your pre-owned vehicle and much more. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their pre-owned vehicle at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
No matter what the weather, be prepared with a reliable, efficient Rude gas furnace or air conditioner from MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. Call your energy efficient expert, MP Vivo, today for a free estimate.
Here at MP Vivo, we rely on Rude, and so should you.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Running Point, courtesy of Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. If you're in the market for a brand new or slightly used automobile, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your wallet to check out the good folks at Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. They got a really good service department, a great sales department, and an even better finance department led by Latonia grad Tracy Bryden, don't you know? So if you are looking for a brand new or slightly used automobile, before you put pen to paper and sign the next 4 to 7 years of your life away with car payments, you owe it to yourself to give Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Give them an opportunity to earn your business. You will not be sorry that you did. Trust me on this one. Okay, I did dig out, courtesy of the MLB Draft website, Drake Batcho did pitch last night for the Mahoning Valley Scrappers in West by God, Virginia, as the former champion Golden Flash pitched an inning and 2/3. He gave up a run. It was earned on one hit. The walks, which have been a bugaboo for Drake throughout his collegiate career at Cincinnati, he gave up 3 walks in an inning and 2/3, but he punched out 3. And this is a kid that throws hard, low mid-90s fastball. It's just getting that repeating of the offering, repeating his delivery, cutting down on the walks. This kid has explosive stuff. Unfortunately, the one thing that has been a bugaboo for Drake in his college career is the fact that he struggles with control every now and then, and last night was one of those nights. Now, like I said, 3 punch-outs in an inning and 2/3. That's not too shabby. You only give up a hit in an inning and 2/3. That's not too shabby. But giving up 3 walks in an inning and 2/3, that's where the sticking point is, unfortunately. But again, this is why you're in the league. No question that this young man is capable, very capable, of putting together a solid numbers. And if you can, like I said, if you can repeat your delivery and cut down on the walks, this kid, he's very draftable. Now, he does have a year of eligibility left at Cincinnati. And if he's not drafted, or if he's drafted late in the MLB draft, then he has a decision to make. He could very easily take the money and decide to go into pro ball, or he can bet on himself and decide to go back and play the final year at Cincinnati and go from there. By the way, Logan Benty, the pitcher for the Scrappers, another outstanding performance for Logan. He has now gone 2 starts. In 8 innings, he has given up 1 run on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So Logan Benty, a no decision in his second start. He has an ERA of 1.12. So an ERA of 1.12 for Logan Benty. And I'm looking to see if in fact, the Penguins' left-hander, Colin Floyd, got into the ball game for the Mahoning Valley Scrappers last night. Drake Batcho was pitching. I'm looking to see if Colin Floyd got into the ball game as well, and I don't see his name. So he did not get into last night's game. Hopefully he'll get into tonight's game. Again, the Scrappers taking on West Virginia, and that game will be heard on ysnlive.com. And it's easy to listen to the games. ysnlive.com/scrappers. 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 All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we will hear from the head baseball coach of the Youngstown State University Penguins. Dan Bertolini will be calling in, and we will most definitely talk about the season that was with the Youngstown State University Penguins fantastic year. Unfortunately, it ended a little too quickly for my tastes. They struggled on opening day of the conference tournament and was eliminated on Thursday. But like we said on Friday, this in no way, shape, or form damages the 2021 Youngstown State University baseball season. It absolutely does not damage it in any way, shape, or form. I think what Youngstown State did this year was fantastic, and I firmly believe that the Penguins are on to something, that they are going to most definitely get themselves into another conference tournament next year, and hopefully next year they'll win the regular season championship. That would mean that they host the 2022 Horizon League tournament. But as for the team that won the tournament, that would be the Wright State Club. And Wright State has their hands full. They are the 4 seed in the Knoxville Regional Tournament. The Knoxville Regional Tournament has Tennessee as the top seed, Duke is the 2 seed, Liberty is the 3 seed, and Wright State is the 4 seed. You have yourself a game on June the 4th, which will be on Thursday. Tennessee will be playing the 4 seed Wright State, and that game will be at 6 o'clock. On June the 4th, Liberty will play Duke, and that game will start at 12 noon. So the June the 5th, you'll have a 2 o'clock game. I'm sorry, you will have a 6 o'clock game. I'm assuming that is going to be the losers bracket, or maybe that's the winners bracket. Hang on a second. That's going to be the winners bracket. All right. So June 5th at 6 o'clock is the winners bracket. The elimination bracket, June 5th at 12 noon. So here's how the schedule is going to go. The first game, Thursday, June the 4th at 12 noon. Number 3 Liberty will take on number 2 Duke. Okay. At 6 o'clock, number 1 Tennessee will take on number 4 Wright State. On Friday at 12 noon, it'll be the elimination bracket. If it's chalk, it would be Wright State taking on Liberty. If it's chalk, I believe I believe Liberty is the 2. They might be the 3, or Liberty is the 3. They might be the 2 in this. Anyway, that's the elimination game. And then on Friday at 6 o'clock, the winners bracket game between the winner of Tennessee Wright State and the loser of Liberty and Duke. At 2 o'clock on June the 6th, which is a Sunday, you would have the winner of the first elimination bracket taking on the loser in the winners bracket. That would be at 2 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, the undefeated team left takes on the team that's left with 1 loss. If the team with 1 loss happens to beat the undefeated team on June the 6th at 6 o'clock, they would play a second game on June the 7th at 1 o'clock for the entire regional championship. So that would be the Knoxville region. By the way, the Knoxville region will play the Eugene, Oregon region for the Super Regional. How it's worked up right now, the Super Regional would pair number 3 versus number 14, number 1 versus number 16, number 2 versus number 15. You get the idea. Anyway, Wright State is in the regional with the 3rd best team in the country, according to those that voted on this. Tennessee is the third best team in the country. So Wright State has their hands full immediately. By the way, the top 16 teams in this little shindig, you've got number 1, Arkansas. They will be playing number 16, Louisiana Tech. Number 8, Texas Tech playing number 9, Stanford in one side of the bracket, if it's chalk in the Super Regionals. Number 5, Arizona, that regional winner, would play the winner of the number 12 seed region, which is Ole Miss. Number 13, East Carolina. They're the number 1 seed in their region. They would be playing the winner of the number 4 region, which is Vanderbilt. On the other side of the bracket, made mention the number 3 seed is Tennessee. They would play the winner of the number 14 region. Number 14 is Oregon. Number 11, Old Dominion. The region in Columbia. I don't know why Old Dominion's not hosting. Apparently they don't have a good enough baseball place. South Carolina is hosting it. They're the number 2 seed in that tournament. The Columbia regional winner will take on the Fort Worth regional winner. That's where TCU is. TCU is number 6 in the country. Old Dominion number 11. Mississippi State, a former team that the Penguins played a couple of years ago. They're the number 7 seed in this NCAA regional. Notre Dame is the number 10 seed. They'll be hosting a tournament. Number 15 is Florida out of the SEC, and number 2 is Texas. Those two regions would match up in the Super Regional. To tell you about the entire field, in Arkansas's region, Arkansas is the 1 seed, Nebraska is the 2 seed, Northeastern is the 3 seed, and I have no idea what this team is. I believe it's New Jersey Institute of Technology is the number 4 seed. Over in Austin, Texas, the number 2 seed. They're the number 1 team in this region. Arizona State is number 2. Fairfield is number 3. Southern U is number 4. The number 3 seed is... Who's the number 3 seed? Is Tennessee. Tennessee's the 1 seed in that region. Duke is the 2. Liberty is the 3. And Wright State is the 4. The number 4 region, Vanderbilt is the top team in that region. Georgia Tech is number 2. Indiana State is number 3. And Presbyterian College is number 4. The number 5 region is Arizona. They're the top seed in the Tucson region. Oklahoma State is number 2. The University of California at Santa Barbara, the Gauchos, are number 3. Grand Canyon University is the 4 seed over there. The number 6 team in the country hosting their regional, TCU, they are the top seed. Oregon State is the 2 seed. Not sure who DBU is. They're the 3 seed in McNeese, the former home of the late Steve McNair. McNeese is the 4 seed in the Fort Worth region. All right, let's go to the number 7. Where's the number 7? There we go. Mississippi State is the top seed in the Starkville region. VCU is number 2. Campbell is number 3. And Samford is number 4. All right, number 8 in the country is Texas Tech. Texas Tech is the top seed in the Lubbock region. This is a pretty good region. Texas Tech is number 1. UCLA is number 2. The University of North Carolina is number 3. And Army is number 4. The number 9 seed in this tournament is Stanford. They are hosting their region. Stanford is number 1. The University of California at Irvine. UC Irvine is number 2. Nevada is number 3. And here's a name for the Missouri Valley Football Conference. ND State. The Bison of North Dakota State are in this tournament. Unbelievable. They are the number 4 seed in this tournament. Apparently, they won the Missouri Valley football or the Missouri Valley Conference baseball tournament. All right, the number 10 team is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is hosting their regional. They are a number 1 seed. UConn is number 2. Michigan is number 3 out of the Big Ten, and Central Michigan is number 4. That is the 10 seed, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Let's go to number 11 if we can. The number 11 seed is the... Where's the number 11 seed? There we go. Old Dominion. Even though this region is being played in Columbia, South Carolina, apparently Old Dominion does not have a good enough facility. Old Dominion is the top seed. South Carolina is the 2 seed. The Gamecocks get the 2 seed. Virginia, out of the ACC, is the 3 seed, and Jacksonville is the 4 seed. Number 12, Ole Miss. This region will be in Oxford, Mississippi. Ole Miss is the top seed. Southern Miss is the 2 seed. Florida State is the 3 seed, and Southeast Missouri State is the 4 seed. So there you go with the number 12. Isn't Southeast Missouri in the Missouri Valley Football Conference? I believe they are. You telling me the Missouri Valley Conference got a multiple bids in baseball? Man, that's crazy. All right, the number 13 team is East Carolina, as this region will be held in Greenville, North Carolina. East Carolina got the top seed, Charlotte the 2, Maryland the 3, and Norfolk State got the 4 seed. We go to the 14 seed. Oregon gets the top seed. Gonzaga gets the 2 seed. LSU got into the tournament. They had a lot of injuries this year, but LSU gets into the tournament as the 3 seed, and Central Connecticut gets into the tournament as the 4 seed. We go to the 15 seed, which is Florida. They will have the top seed in the Gainesville Regional. Florida is number 1. The University of Miami, is 2. South Alabama is number 3. And South Florida is number 4. And finally, we go into the number 16 team in the country, Louisiana Tech. This region will be held at Ruston, Louisiana. Louisiana Tech is the number 1 seed. North Carolina State is the number 2 seed. Alabama is the number 3 seed. And Rider is the number 4 seed. So there you are. Double elimination regional tournaments. Carrying the banner for the Horizon League is Wright State. They are in the Knoxville Regional. They will play Tennessee first. Wright State was seeded 4th in the Knoxville Regional. They get Tennessee first. If they win that game, that would be, first of all, it would be a monumental upset if they won the game. But if they did, they would take on the winner of Duke and Liberty. If they lost the game, they would then take on the loser of Duke and Liberty. Again, the 3 seed is Tennessee. They would play the winner of the Oregon bracket. Whoever comes out of the Knoxville bracket, the Knoxville Regional, would take on the Eugene Regional in the Super Regionals. And what that means is the top 2, or the best teams in each of the first regions would then match up in a Super Regional, which is a best 2 of 3, and whoever wins that series would then go on to the College World Series in Omaha. So That's where Wright State is. That's where Youngstown State is hoping to be in 2022. We'll get Dan Bertolini on at the top of the hour, and we'll talk about what has become a very successful year for Youngstown State. It just one unfortunate day of baseball, which unfortunately it eliminated the Penguins. Doesn't mean that the Penguins had a disappointing year. Hell no, they didn't. They had a fantastic year, and I think that there is a lot to build upon with this program, and certainly the program is in really good hands. And I really believe that this is the first of a number of years in which the Penguins are going to be they're going to be heard from. They're most definitely going to be heard from. A lot of local recruiting, and certainly we've made mention of this. I mean, you go back to the 90s when Jim Dressel was coaching the Youngstown State University football team, and back then the population was pretty significant in the state of Ohio, northeastern Ohio, and the $1 million statement was you plant the flag in the state of Youngstown and you draw a 100-mile circular radius around the state of Youngstown, and you get 80% of your talent, 85% of your talent from this 100-mile radius around the state of Youngstown, and then you go elsewhere for the last part of your recruiting. But the main part of the recruiting is the 100-mile radius of Youngstown. Well, it's working with baseball. It's certainly working with baseball. And, Dan Bertolini has done a great job of recruiting. And, you got a really strong area to recruit from. This part of the country, there's some really good baseball being played in northeastern Ohio, over in western PA, northwestern PA. It's a good, solid brand of baseball and plenty of talent around here. And the Penguins have done a nice job of getting that talent into Youngstown, and we're going to get some more kids coming in to play baseball next year. And you lose some really, really good seniors, and hopefully the lessons that the underclassmen learned from these kids are going to be implemented. And in 2022, I look for this team to be even better. There are positions that need to be filled. And there are certainly some areas where you'll certainly have some competition in the off season, because there will be, I should say, a lot of really good competition with this baseball team. But the fact that this baseball team finished with such a good record, 24 wins in the conference, 32 wins overall. They finished above 500. I can't even remember the last time the Penguins had a complete season in which they finished above 500. It's been that long. So I think the Penguins, 19-4 at home. They were completely dominant at home. It was a solid year. Unfortunately, substandard baseball the first day of the Horizon League tournament, and it came back to haunt them, but it's in no way, shape, or form going to diminish what was a fantastic, fantastic year for the Penguins. 32 up, 24 down, a win percentage of .571. Hell, you play a full Major League Baseball season, a .571 win percentage is like winning 93 games in Major League Baseball. That's a pretty good season. That's a pretty solid season. So certainly lots of things to be proud of. The fact that the Penguins were able to score 371 runs this year, in 56 games. That's an average of 6.6 runs per game. That's a hell of a lot of runs that the Penguins were able to score. So it's a solid year The team hit 298 as a club, an on-base percentage as a team of 379, 51 home runs hit collectively by this team, and just some good baseball that was played. And, I can't wait to see what this team does next year. Obviously, the Penguins will certainly have an awful lot of talent coming back next year, and some talent that we didn't see this year. The cupboard's not bare, kids. The cupboard is pretty full. Now, they're going to have to replace some starting pitching, and they'll have to replace some position players, but there's some pretty good talent. Pretty good talent with this team for sure. All right, so Dan Bertolini will be calling in on the show at 2 o'clock, and we'll get his thoughts of what I thought was a very successful 2021 Youngstown State University baseball season. Again, the calm before the storm today and tomorrow. The storm that is high school baseball and softball, it picks up on Thursday. Thursday at 2 o'clock, an all-regional semifinal matchup, all local regional semifinal matchup. Canfield taking on Salem. That game will be played at Canton Glen Oak High School. That's a 2 o'clock start. The winner of that game gets the winner of the Akron-Hoban Chagrin Falls game on Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock. We are guaranteed one team right now. We're guaranteed one team into the regional championship game in baseball, the winner of Canfield and Salem. At 5 o'clock on Thursday afternoon at Massillon, Washington High School, South Range will play Gilmore Academy. The winner of that game takes on the winner of the Burton Berkshire Canton Central Catholic game. That'll be played tomorrow or Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock. Hopefully South Range can beat Gilmore Academy and get into the regional championship game. That would be phenomenal. There is the possibility of an all-local regional championship as JFK will be playing Columbia High School out of Columbia Station. That's a 1:30 game at Strongsville High School. Immediately following that one, the Matthews Mustangs will be playing Tiffin Calvert. There is the possibility, and I would say a good possibility, that we can get an all-Trumbull County, all-local regional championship game between Warren JFK and Matthews. If that were to take place, it would take place on Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock. They would actually be the first baseball game played on Friday, and the second event on YSN, assuming Kennedy can beat Columbia. The first event is South Range. South Range girls will be taking on Johnstown. Again, hands up if you thought South Range could beat Ursuline. I got to be honest, I didn't think they could. I honestly thought Ursuline was going to win this game, and kudos to South Range. It's not just Bree Kohler, though she pitched her butt off, 12 strikeouts, 1 walk, but you had to get some timely hitting. Reagan Irons, Julie Stakowicz with 2 hits, including a home run that got it started for South Range, the 2-run dinger in the first inning. Amazing victory for South Range. And they go to the state semifinals. They take on Johnstown Friday morning at 10 a.m. If they happen to win that game, they would play the winner of Fairview and an old familiar friend back in the 2016 state championship game. It was Wheelersburg who knocked off South Range in the 2016 state championship at Firestone Stadium. How fun would it be for South Range to go up against Wheelersburg in a game 5 years in the making? Albeit none of the high school kids were in high school when that game was played, but still, it would be a pretty cool revenge game for South Range if they can knock off Johnstown. And at that point, they'll take on whoever. But Sherwood, Fairview, and Wheelersburg are playing in the state semifinals, the other state semifinal in Division III. if South Range wins, they play a state championship on Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock against the winner of Sherwood Fairview and Wheelersburg. So plenty of baseball, high school baseball regional action on Thursday. At least one regional championship game on Friday. Hopefully we'll get multiple regional championship games on Friday. And we have a state semifinal softball game to broadcast on Friday morning with South Range taking on Johnstown. So it's the calm before the storm, as Thursday we'll get it churning. Division II, Canfield versus Salem. My goodness, that's going to be a fun game. That's at 2 o'clock. Division III, South Range taking on Gilmore Academy at 5 o'clock. Division IV at Strongsville, Kennedy taking on Columbia High School out of Columbia Station, Ohio. That's at 1:30. And even though they're not a YSN school, they are a local school up in Trumbull County. Matthews taking on Tiffin Calvert. That game will be played at 4:30 on Thursday. So plenty of baseball. 3 games on the network on Thursday, and hopefully a couple more baseball games on the network, at least 2 more, and maybe, but let's be greedy. Let's hope for 3 more games on the network on Friday, along with a state semifinal softball game on the network on Friday as well. All right, 330-886-0813. Dan Bertolini, the manager of the YSU baseball program, joining me next on this Tuesday edition of Running Point, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Erin Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSWealthAdvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
By giving you confidence in your vehicle with the Greenwood Advantage warranty.
By guaranteeing you financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we do whatever it takes to go the extra mile. So, how can we go the extra mile for you?
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. Let's go to the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline where we find the manager of the Youngstown State University baseball team, Dan Bertolini. Dan, how are you today, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing all right there, Ron.
Good. Listen, I know that it was a very tough pill to swallow on Thursday, and I said on Friday, this does not diminish in any way, shape, or form the kind of season that Youngstown State had. It's just a damn shame that the baseball gods were not on the side of the Penguins on Thursday.
Yeah, we're having some end of the year meetings with our guys, and it's disappointing. We just, for as long as we played all year, you want to finish it off. We felt like we had a good opportunity to potentially win a conference championship, and that's what these guys, that's what they want, and that's what they come here for. That's what we play the season for. And just unfortunate, it's tough when you have to play a doubleheader if you're not playing your best baseball. It just sometimes makes it difficult, but it doesn't diminish the fact that this was a historic season for our program with pretty much the second most wins in program history. We had the most conference wins, most home wins, so. We had Colin Floyd was conference pitcher of the year. We had a lot of guys have incredible individual seasons. So overall it was a great year. But you want to cap it off with a Horizon League championship, and hopefully that's some motivation for the guys coming back that they can use to continue to get better this summer and use it as some fuel for next year for us to be able to hopefully put ourselves in a position to do that.
I certainly would never want to make any excuses, but I look at the Knoxville region and all of the regionals in this field of 64, and they do a much better job. All the tournaments are going to start on a Thursday, and you'll play the winner's bracket or the first two games on Thursday. There is no loser's bracket game on a Friday or on a Thursday. I beg your pardon. They'll just play the two games, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, and then that's it. On Friday, they'll play the loser's bracket game. The other game on Friday will be the winner's bracket game. And then on Saturday, you will have the loser, the team that won the loser's bracket game take on the team that lost in the winner's bracket game. There's one game on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you have the one team that's undefeated taking on the one team that's left that has lost a game. If the team that lost the game happens to win, then on Monday, those two teams will play again. It's a whole lot better in terms of spreading it out and spreading it out in a proper and fair way. I always thought that, and it's been going on for years, I've never understood why you would play 3 games on a Thursday when all you got to do is play the first 2 games on Tuesday. Forget about the loser's bracket game. Play that right off the bat on Friday.
Yeah, some of it's cost-saving measures. the NCAA is paying for the teams in the regionals, and we don't. Each individual university is kind of paying for their travel for the conference tournament. So they're going to do everything in their power, and I understand they want the number one seeded team, the best team in the conference, to have the most opportunity to win. And they do that for a reason. They want that to be the team that represents our conference, or at least has the best opportunity to do it. But yeah, I mean, I really think Thursday should be 2 games. Winner. Both teams play on, or all 4 teams play on Thursday, and then you have 3 games on Friday, and then 2 on Saturday. It'd be opposite instead of playing 3 on Thursday, 2 on Friday, and 2 on Saturday. You would switch that around to play 2, 3, and then 2. But you don't get in those situations if you don't lose. So if you win your games, you don't have to worry about playing doubleheaders, and we just didn't get a chance to do that.
Dan Bertolini, our guest on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. The other thing that I brought up was it's a lot easier if you lose a 12 noon game because the loss is out of your system. You don't have to really, you're not doing as much fretting because you've got so much time to prepare yourself for the 7 o'clock elimination game. The YSU UIC game was at 3 o'clock, and by the time you guys walked off the field, you had maybe an hour and change to get mentally prepared for the loser's bracket game. So in reality, the 4 seed, or whoever lost the 12 noon game between 1 and 4, was in a much, much better shape from the terms of, okay, we got that loss out of our system, and we had plenty of time to mentally prepare. It was a tough thing. Hence another reason why I don't like 3 games on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it makes it makes a terrible amount of difference if we've been in both situations, so I don't know. Either way is difficult. You got to go and sit around the hotel for a while rather than playing back to back. We just we were in the right spot. We felt good that if Colin Floyd, he just didn't pitch as well as he'd pitched all year, and sometimes you have a bad day on the wrong day. If you win that game, then we would have had John Snyder going, and if you win that, you're in the championship. So, we knew the situation that we were going to be in, and if we had lost, and it just didn't work out. We had opportunities in both games to score some runs. We had opportunities to get out of some innings, and we didn't. And it just there were some balls that we hit on the screws that they caught, and some balls that they hit on the cap that went through. And that's just we talked before. Hitting with runners in scoring position, 2-out hitting, being able to execute pitches and make plays is how you're going to win. And we fought till the very last pitch. We had bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th inning, with the tying run, with the winning run at the plate. And, we just couldn't get it done. And in games we won, we got those done for most of the year. And it just didn't happen. And it's unfortunate because we had a great group of seniors that deserved everything that they got and accomplished over their careers here. And I would love to see them go out on top of the Rise League Championship, but it just didn't happen.
Obviously you brought the point up a couple of minutes ago that when you're the number 1 seed, you're going to do everything in your power to try to get that number 1 seed into the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's how important the regular season is. And, hopefully next year the tournament will be held at Eastwood Field. If that's the case, then we know Youngstown State won the 2022 Horizon League.
Yeah. And you know what? It was different this year because it was an unbalanced schedule. That's why I think, things should have been a little bit different just because not everyone played the same schedule, and, there were games missed because of COVID and everything else. It was just a weird year. But typically you play a balanced schedule in the regular season. And listen, Wright State's they have a great team, and they deserve, everything that they got. They're going to go into a tough regional, but they're a tough team that can definitely do some damage. I thought we had a good setup against them. I thought, we definitely had an opportunity to if there was a team in the Horizon League that was going to beat them, I thought we had that opportunity, but it just didn't work out. And yeah, hopefully next year we're in a different situation. We win the regular season. We're hosting here at Eastwood Field.
Dan Bertolini joining me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. All right, Skip, you say goodbye to some pretty good talents all across the diamond, especially your top two starters, Colin Floyd, Colin Clark. You've got some toys in the cupboard. You got some talent in the cupboard. There's no two ways about it. But there's an awful lot of talent that you got to replace for sure.
Yeah. We're fortunate. We lose some Gary Clift and Joel Haig are two guys that have been in the back end of our bullpen for a long time. Dalton Eric was another guy that's pitched a lot over his career for us in the back end, and Colin Floyd, obviously, and then Blaze Glenn, who was led our team in hitting this year. Had a great season, and you lose your starting catcher, in Nick Caruso, who has been tough as you can get. He's had a great season. Colin Clark, another guy that's been a staple of our weekend rotation. So, but we feel good with where we're at. John Snyder made a huge jump for us this year. I think arguably should have been a first-team all-conference selection and wasn't. He'll be in there to kind of staple down our rotation. Travis Perry is a guy that really came on late. He's been a guy that's we've really hoped for him to be, that guy. And if he can continue to pitch like he did when you saw him throw, he is that guy that can kind of solidify our rotation. Nick Perez is back. I think Chad Coles could be a guy that ends up moving up into that rotation. We have some new guys coming in that will fill into those spots. So, but offensively, we returned pretty much our entire lineup. Our entire outfield's back. Depending on what happens with the draft, we'll see what happens. We could be impacted. But if not, most of our returners, except for Blaze and Caruso, are back. But we have Dylan Schwarmer, a guy that's played a lot for us over his career, that can fill in. Catcher Braden O'Shaughnessy, probably fill in that third base spot. So, we shouldn't. We talked about sustaining success. This is important to building our program. Is to keep it in a situation where we can sustain success. This is not a historically significant season. This is the standard. And this is where we want our program to be for a long time. So, I think we have the pieces to do that. I'm sure, our staff, myself, do a great job of bringing in high-quality talent that will continue to help us and, and continue to build this thing.
You made mention it's now the standard. This is the first time in quite some time. I can't even remember the last time the Penguins finished above 500 in the regular season. You set the bar to 32 wins last year. This past year, 32 victories. You had plenty of conference wins as well, 24 of them to be exact. So, those are some lofty numbers, and our hope is, those numbers and the quote unquote high mark is just going to continue to be better and better with each passing year. You've certainly recruited some really good players that can continue to raise that bar on a yearly basis.
Absolutely. That's the lifeblood of a program is recruiting, and then once you recruit, you got to be able to develop. And I think, our staff does a great job of, not just recruiting good players, but once we get them here, is that development piece, is making them the best possible player they can be from when they get here to the time they leave. And we're proud of the accomplishments that these guys have made over their time here, and it was really it's been great to see their progress, from where they came in as freshmen, and to see them leave this program and leave their mark and put us in a better place. And we look forward to I look forward to going out and being able to recruit again. I mean, it's been so long since we've been out on the recruiting trail, being able to watch guys play. So next week will be, I think, a week from today, we're allowed to go out and start recruiting. So I'm looking forward to that day and go find some future Penguins.
Dan, when you go out on the field and start recruiting, and obviously next weekend will be the state tournaments, and it's a great time for all college coaches to check out the Ohio High School Athletic Association state semifinals and state championship games at Canal Park over in Akron, the home of the Indians AA affiliate, the Akron Rubber Ducks. But you also have really nice scenarios set up in Youngstown with the B League and all of the tournaments that are going to be taking place. I believe the 14, 16, and 18U NABF World Series are all going to be in Youngstown at Bob Scene Park. So it's a golden opportunity for you to go to Scene Park and not only check out the B League, but also check out the tournaments and the out-of-town teams that are coming into the B League. But I guess my question is, do you look at juniors who are soon to be seniors, or are you looking more at the recently completed sophomore class that are about to be juniors?
Well, we're going to be looking for we still have to do some committing for our 2021 class. I mean, we're losing a lot from a standpoint of production, so we have to continue to add to that. We have current players that are committed, and we'll probably add a few more guys in this class, and then we'll be on to the 22 class as well. We probably won't get too far ahead of ourselves into the 23 class much. It'll pretty much be the juniors. COVID has really adjusted our recruiting schedule, and I think we've done a good job. We know our niche. We kind of know where the types of players and where and how we want to recruit. We don't get too far ahead of ourselves. We stay, probably one class ahead. I mean, we may, get a guy that's a little bit younger, but for the most part, we're going to try to stay with that junior class. We're just not big believers in not watching players play before we get them to be committed here. And COVID kind of made it that way, but I think there's plenty of good 2022s out there that are available. There's 2021s that are really good that are still out there and available. So, we'll kind of put that plan together this week of where we're going to be headed. And there's all kinds of good baseball over the state of Ohio, and all over kind of in our sweet spot in Western Pennsylvania and Northeast Ohio and Southern Ohio. So, we'll be out. You'll see us. We'll be out pretty much any opportunity we have to go out and find some quality players that want to be part of a quality program.
Now, the good part of COVID is the fact that COVID wreaked havoc on the recruiting process, where there are kids that are seniors that really don't have a home to go to, that they're really good ball players that don't have a home to go to in college right now in 2022 to play baseball. And obviously the soon-to-be seniors, it wreaked havoc on them as well. So I guess the good part of COVID is there's still plenty of talent out there, whether it's recently graduated seniors or soon-to-be seniors, that are still out there because COVID ruined their recruiting.
Yeah, and there's a ton of junior college players available still too as well. So, I mean, it's unfortunate. I really feel bad for we've talked in the past about how you feel for the guys that are seniors and juniors, just because the recruiting process has been so strange, and now you add in the one-time transfer exception and the transfer portal, and it's really backed recruiting up a lot. And it's going to force people to really focus on how they want to recruit, because there's so many kids at Division I programs right now that are in the transfer portal. I think there's like 2,200 kids right now in the transfer portal from Division I, just Division I. So, there's going to be opportunities for those guys to go transfer and play and kind of see where those dominoes fall for other guys to transfer. And then you have the high school kids and junior college kids. So it's going to be interesting the next couple months and into I think everything will kind of turn itself around. But for the next year or so, I think it's going to be very interesting to see kind of how things work out with certain programs, the rosters are getting cut back, so you won't have unlimited rosters. It'll be down to 40 next year, and then you have to cut down to 35 the following year, back to normal. So it's going to be interesting to see, not just for us, but for a lot of schools, especially the bigger ones, on how they handle it and how that affects the rest of us.
Skip, or do you anticipate being busy with the transfer portal this off season?
I mean, yeah, I think that there's potential for guys that could transfer in. I think anyone that been part of it knows that those guys have got experience already. They've played. A lot of them have played at this level before, so there's not as big of a learning curve probably for them to get. When you get a high school kid or a junior college kid, there's a little bit of a learning curve there to what it's like at the Division I level and the expectations and travel and everything. So, I think that there's, it has to be the right. No matter who we recruit, it has to be the right person. It doesn't matter. We want the right kids that represent our program, that are going to do things the right way, that kind of fit the mold that we've established and the culture that we've built. So regardless of high school, junior college, high school, or transfers, whoever it may be, they got to be the right type of players that that are going to fit what we're doing.
Dan Bertolini, the skipper, the manager of the YSU baseball program, joining me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. All right, so take us through a timeline, because I know in the fall you guys will have your fall season where everyone's just going to start getting into baseball mode and then take Christmas off, and then we're back at it before you know it. So give us a timeline of what you guys are going to be doing between now and the start of fall ball.
Well, we got, a lot of our players are out. They're going to be, some of them left today, some of them are leaving a little bit later, heading to their summer leagues. They're going to be out there playing. Got some guys Colin Floyd's now pitching for the Scrappers. We got John Snyder's up in the Cape. We got a couple guys, in the Coastal Plains and, all over the country, Michigan. And so they're going to go do their thing. They're going to go, continue to get better and build their skills and play and kind of showcase themselves for professional scouts this summer. We got our big golf outing coming up in August. We got Kenny Lofton coming in town, so that'll be an exciting time for our baseball program. Help us raise some funds for some stuff for our season. And then we'll be out recruiting, and then the guys come back right around that time, somewhere in the middle of August. I think it's like the 14th or 15th. We start school. They'll be back, and then we usually start with some individual work, and then really start fall practice. But a lot of the guys, some guys stay here on campus. They'll be here all summer, working with our strength coach, maybe taking a summer class. Could be playing here locally. A couple guys playing for Bob Mingo in the summer over there at Pemberton. So it just depends on where they're at. But some of our guys are rehabbing. Some of our guys are shut down for the summer. So it just depends on where you're at in the process. But lots of work. This is baseball players don't get much time off. There's really no time to take a break. They're going to be going pretty much all summer, come back and go all fall. The only time you really have off is over winter break. And during that time, you got to get prepared for a season that's going to start in 6 weeks. So there's really not a whole lot of time to waste. I know that guys that played and maybe didn't have the season they want, this is a great opportunity for them to get better and continue to improve. And guys that did really well, this is a time for them to continue having success and finishing kind of a great year for them.
I think YSN and DJ Oakley's ears perked up when you said golf outing. Do you get any information on that golf outing, when it's going to be, where it's going to be, Skip?
Oh, yeah. This is our second annual golf extravaganza. We actually have all the information's on our website, but it's at the Lake Club on the 15th. We'll have a special dinner, sort of like the first pitch breakfast, but it'll be a dinner at the Lake Club. You'll be able to have some question and answer with Kenny Lofton, get an autograph, and then it's going to be very limited, probably to like 60 people, so it'll be pretty exclusive. And then on Monday, that's Sunday night, on Monday, we'll have the golf outing. Kenny's going to play in the golf outing. And we had a great turnout last year. I think we had 30 teams. I'm expecting a full outing this year. So it was a great fundraiser for our program, and I thought people had a great time. It's at the Lake Club, which is Ed Moranci has one of the best clubs around, and we have food trucks on the course, and we had games almost on every other hole where people could win prizes and opportunities to do things. And it was a big day. So it's fun. If you're interested, all that information's on our website, and you can go to YSU Baseball, YSUsports.com/baseball, and then just search under our stories, and golf outing's right on there.
Dan Bertolini, the manager of the YSU baseball program, joining me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. You made mention John Snyder is going to be going up to the Cape. And prior to the MLB Draft League, the Cape was the premier place, and still is for the underclassmen. The MLB Draft League is now going to be the premier place for those that are eligible for the draft. But the Cape is special. And I wholeheartedly agree with you 1,000,000% over. Snyder should have been first team all Horizon League pitcher. My God, this kid had an ERA below 3, and he turned into just a dominant starter to go along with Colin Floyd and Colin Clark. I don't understand why he was not given that first team. But here's a kid that's going to go into one of the best, if not the best, underclassmen college league in America. And you best believe he is going to learn even more out there and use that knowledge to come back to Youngstown State. And he's an ace on your team in making.
Yeah, absolutely. The Cape is the most prestigious league in the country. It's been, the best summer league for a long time, and a lot of the top prospects are, I think the draft league's building great stock. They've put a great product out there, and I think they'll continue to do a good job. But still kind of early there. I think the Cape has been pretty special. It's going to be a great opportunity for him to learn under some great coaches, get an opportunity to kind of showcase his skills. There's still some things. He pitched incredible down the stretch. I think his last 4 outings, minus the tournament, I don't think he gave up a single earned run. So he really pitched well down the stretch. He's still got some things he's got to tweak. We talked today in his exit meeting about, just some consistency and just being a little bit sharper from time to time. But the stuff is just electric. And, he's a frontline guy. For most teams in our league, he probably would have been a Friday night guy. I mean, he's got that kind of stuff. So we're looking forward to him being a guy that can lead our staff. And be that that kind of guy. Hopefully he pitches well and hears his name called in the draft in July. But if not, he'll be that guy that comes back and is that frontline starter for us. So I'm hoping he has a great summer in the Cape and enjoys it, because for all these guys, it's a great opportunity for them to get to play with different people from all over the country. You build great relationships. I still talk with some of the guys I played summer ball with, over the course of my career. And some of the coaches I've got to learn from. You just never know when those kind of opportunities open up doors for you somewhere else. You might not even be in the baseball world, but could be somewhere else down the line. And it's just going to be a fun summer for him and for all of our guys to go out and get a chance to play.
Yeah, and then we started all up again in September with the kids coming back home and picking up what they learned from the various summer leagues. And knock on wood, if they're drafted, great. If they're not, get back on campus and hopefully, and I mentioned this on Friday, if I were a guy that still had, some time left and I wasn't going anywhere, I would be pissed off at what happened last weekend, to the point where I'd use that as motivation to get that tournament in Youngstown, which would mean that we're the Horizon League champs, and B, win the tournament where we have our name in the field of 64. And, I think between that and the lessons that your departing senior class gave these kids, I think this program is in really, really good shape for years to come.
Yeah, I agree. We're fortunate, I get an opportunity to coach and help mold some young minds, and they help mold me because they've taught me a lot. We've been through a lot with these guys, and I've known most of the seniors for at least 4, if not 5 or 6 years, and it was just a very special senior class that we lost, and I told them that their legacy and the impact that they've had on our program will last for a very long time. They've really helped, develop the culture and create the culture. They bought in. They were selfless. They gave up. They sacrificed a lot of themselves to make our team better, and that it was just a very special group. You don't get a lot of times where guys don't. There's no complaining. Guys weren't complaining about playing time or opportunities. They just, when their chance was there, the call was made. They went out and did it to the best of their ability, and they left it all out there for everyone all the time. They played as hard as they could every time. I never had to deal with any kind of those issues. Our teams are always going to play hard, and these guys kind of embraced that Youngstown way and really did their best to produce a good product. And I was just really happy with those guys, and I'm happy for them to kind of take that next step and hopefully use what they learned here to go have successful careers and lives, and whether it's in law school or in the draft or whatever they're going to do. I know they'll be successful.
Hey, Dan, before we let you go, obviously next year we hope that COVID is kicked to the curb once and for all, and if it is, that means that we're back to a normal season. And a normal season sure as heck isn't what we saw this year. It would be a lot of games played early in the week. So with that being said, a little sneak preview into 2022. Are there any non-conference games that have been put pen to paper where Youngstown State will be playing some non-conference foes? Can you share any of those non-conference foes right now for the 2022 campaign?
Yeah. Next year will be a normal season. We've already been kind of Horizon League's reached out and said, we're going to go back to the normal schedule. Midweeks will be in play. The way the weekend series will be a little bit different. We'll only play 30 conference games, so each team gets one bye week throughout the spring. Our bye week this year, we go make a trip to West Virginia. We play the Mountaineers in a weekend series, so that'll be fun. Be a great competition. They've had They probably were a little bit disappointed with the way things went this year after hosting the regional in 2019, but that's a great program. Coach Maisie does a great job there, and it'll be fun to get an opportunity to play them. We're going to make a trip down to Bethune-Cookman opening weekend. We go down to Daytona and Daytona Beach and go down and play there. There's a trip down close to Mexico. We play UT Rio Grande Valley down there. We play Belmont in a weekend series. I think our other one is New Orleans. We go play University of New Orleans in a weekend series. So, our midweeks are pretty standard. Teams that are in the MAC, teams that are in, I'm sure we'll play Pitt and I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
Kent State, the MAC schools.
Yeah, we've played. Yeah, I don't have all the midweeks off the top of my head, but I know we played most of the MAC schools, OU and Toledo and Kent and Bowling Green, all those schools. So our typical midweeks, but those are our weekend series.
And for those wondering where Belmont is, that would be in Music City, USA, Nashville, Tennessee, which is not that big of a drive, like 7.5 hours. You're in Nashville, so it's. That's a drivable weekend, and for those that have never been into Nashville, you got to do it at least once. That is a great city. It's one of my favorite cities in America. It's definitely one of my favorite cities in the South. It's a fun place to go to. It's just a pain in the ass to get out and in because the highway system there is screwed up. But it's a phenomenal city once you get there. So Belmont is located in Nashville, and that is a great city. That's a good schedule, Skip. I mean, Daytona, Nashville, a little New Orleans action for a second straight year. I'll take it. I'll gladly take that.
UT Rio Grande Valley will be, they lost in the, I think in the South, and they lost in the championship game, but they're about even with Miami, longitudinal line, so they it'll be pretty warm down there. So it's a good trip.
Yeah.
They got a great program. They got a great facility. So looking forward to getting back to normal and being able to travel and kind of get rid of all the COVID protocols and get back to playing baseball. And it was kind of like that towards the end of the season. Things sort of eased up, but looking forward to getting back to work.
Let me ask you, because the regular season for the Penguins this year was 56 games, and then you had 40 conference games. What are you looking at in a normal season? Refresh everyone's memory for conference games and regular season games.
So you play 30 conference and 56 overall. So it just opens the door for some more 10 extra midweek or 10 extra non-conference games. So similar like final, but a little bit different the way we're going to get there.
Yeah, so hopefully a lot of great competition. And again, the first of two fundraisers, the second annual Lake Club golf outing, Sunday the 15th of June will be the dinner. Kenny Lofton will be the speaker, and he'll take part in the golf outing on Monday, June the 16th. I smell a YSN presence in the golf outing at the Lake Club. Hopefully we can make that happen.
Yeah, we'll see if Richie's available for that day.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure he could swing the stick. So, get him. And DJ's got a beautiful bag now. So.
Oh, DJ wants to get in.
Listen, I mean, he's got a beautiful bag. I walk into the YSN studios, and I see this absolutely gorgeous bag that Brian Tolnar hooked him up with over in Mill Creek. And I'm like, okay, I can see where he wants to get in on this as well. So, and I've always wanted to play at Lake Club, but I don't have that kind of cachet, Skip. So,
Well, we'll have to see. I'm sure we have plenty of spots available right now, so we'll have to work something out. We appreciate all that you guys do, DJ. And Richie was a blessing. He was phenomenal for us all year. Traveled every road series, and it was a great presence. A lot of people were impacted. Our program was helped tremendously by the impact that you guys had on for providing an opportunity to listen to our games. I think up to 1,000 people a weekend were listening to our games online. So. We thank you guys for that.
Well, it was an awful lot of fun, and I know that Richie had a great time doing it, and I'm just looking forward to next year. Any idea who the keynote speaker is for the breakfast? Because let's be honest, it's all about the Lake Club golf outing and the breakfast right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We have some leads, so we'll have to see what we want to do, but we're going to focus right now on the old golf outing here to get it going.
There you go.
We have our alumni one as well in September, but we're going to focus right now on the golf extravaganza and trying to make it the best event we can.
I'm thinking a live running point from noon to 3 on Monday the 16th is in order.
There you go.
Yeah, I think we should make this happen. So,
right.
We
got some time. We'll work it out.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. It's it's still got 15 days to figure it out. So we'll get everyone on the case here, and let's see if we can make this happen.
Sounds good.
All right, always a pleasure, sir. Enjoy your summer. Enjoy the recruiting trail, and I know it'll be good for the coaching staff to get back onto the recruiting trail and finally some light at the end of the tunnel. And I love where this team and the direction of this team is headed. And I think that you guys made a gigantic step forward this year. Looking forward to an even bigger step next year.
Thanks a lot, Ron. Appreciate it, and look forward. I'm sure we'll catch up this summer.
You got it. Dan Bertolini, he is the skipper of the Youngstown University baseball program. joining me on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. All right, give me a timeout. We're back in a bit. It's a Tuesday edition of Running Point presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
Visit greenwoodchevrolet.com and tell us how we can go the extra mile for you.
New things happen all day. Some are good, some not so good. In today's complicated world, while you're busy working, playing, and living life, we're busy helping you make sense of the day's news. And there's only one place where it comes together with clarity, context, and accountability. It's 21 News at 6 with me, Madison Tromler, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 6. It's what the day's news really means to you.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Hi, this is Jim Myers with Myers Family Insurance, your local Medicare and retirement resource. We're excited to have sports back. Whether you're on the field or cheering from the stands, sports unifies communities and brings hope for the future. We're all one team working together. At Myers Family Insurance, we know the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is October 15th through December 7th. Now's the time to make sure your plan continues to meet your needs for the upcoming year.
Call today.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Bad credit, no problem. I can get you approved for a low-interest loan and maybe even a low-payment lease on a new car at the #1 Chevy dealership in Trumbull County for 3 years in a row. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved or come see me, Tony Page, to get a new vehicle today. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and 2 of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports at YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Welcome back to a Tuesday edition of Running Point, presented by Greenwood Chevrolet on Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. This is the first day of June. If you're a football fan, this is the day in which the Atlanta Falcons were looking to start making some noise in terms of where Julio Jones would be traded. The all-pro wide receiver who is pretty much, albeit doing it illegally because he was not told that he was live on the air, he was on a show in which Shannon Sharp taped him without his knowledge. And Julio Jones said, hey, I'm out of Atlanta. Not going to play for these guys anymore. I mean, it's the worst kept secret. Obviously, Atlanta is ready to deal Julio Jones. And today is the 1st of June. And around this time period, things were supposed to get cranked up. And then I noticed this morning that my team, the Bills, converted $11.71 million of Steph Diggs' base salary into a signing bonus. So what does that mean? Well, it means the Buffalo Bills just created $7.8 million in cap space to go along with about the $3 million that they have left over before they did this. Now, I don't know if that has something to do with Julio Jones coming to Buffalo. I don't know. I think that it's either Julio Jones or Philadelphia Eagles tight end Zach Ertz who's going to wind up coming to Buffalo. Someone's coming to Buffalo. You don't just create $7.8 million in cap space just so you can do it. Somebody is going to be coming into Buffalo. And I just think it was really interesting that they did that this morning. What does Atlanta want for Julio Jones? From what I understand, Atlanta wants a first-round draft pick for Julio Jones. Well, look, I want to date a supermodel, but let's be honest here, people. This ain't going to do it. You can ask for a first-round draft pick. The reality is you're not getting a first-round draft pick for Julio Jones. It's just not going to happen. He's on the other side of 30. Yes, he is a very, very good football player. Actually, he's a great football player. He'll go to Canton. There's no two ways about it. He's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. But he also injured himself last year and was limited to just 9 games. That was the first time in his career that he has been hurt to that volition. I think a second-round draft pick is probably going to be what the Atlanta Falcons get. I don't see anybody giving Atlanta their first-round pick for Julio Jones. Now, having said that, it might happen, especially if one of the teams, because Atlanta has said, look, if we're going to trade Julio Jones, we're going to trade him to the AFC. Well, let's be honest. Everyone's chasing Kansas City. The Browns are chasing Kansas City. Pittsburgh's chasing Kansas City. The Bills are chasing. Everyone in the AFC is chasing Kansas City. If you overpay for Julio just so Kansas City doesn't get him and some of the other competitors in the AFC doesn't get him, okay. Could you see Pittsburgh getting a Julio Jones? Listen, Julio Jones would fit right in Pittsburgh. He would fit right in Pittsburgh. Could you see Cleveland getting Julio Jones? There's a lot of people that are sitting back saying, we don't need Julio Jones. Really now? I got news for you. Buffalo's receiving core is better, and I ain't going to sneeze at Julio Jones. If the Buffalo Bills can get Julio Jones, give me Julio any day of the week, twice on Sunday. If he's healthy, you just got one of the best receivers in the game. And you didn't have to give up first-round draft pick. Yeah, I'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Even though Baltimore picked up Sammy Watkins, you don't think Baltimore would want to get Julio Jones? Hell yes, they would. And if they did, Baltimore would suddenly become a really, really dangerous team. Not that they're dangerous already, because that defense is nothing to sneeze at. That's a good football team. It's a very good football team. So if Atlanta does indeed trade Julio Jones, there's a number of places this guy could wind up. Look, the wild card in all of this is Indianapolis. I think Julio Jones would look incredible in a Colts uniform, not to mention the fact that, well, they kind of need a number one receiver. T.Y. Hilton is long in the tooth, and if you put Julio Jones on one side, T.Y. Hilton on the other side, and you got the cast of characters. And oh, by the way, Carson Wentz is in Indianapolis, and he's going to be working again with Frank Reich, who brought the best out in him when Frank was in Philadelphia. Indianapolis could be heard from in this. So I think Julio Jones in a Steeler uniform would scare the living hell out of the Browns and the Ravens as far as the AFC North is concerned. The chances of him landing in Pittsburgh, probably minimum. But could you imagine Roethlisberger with another guy to throw to? Oh, yeah, that would be entertaining to say the least. That would be entertaining to say the least. So Julio Jones is available. I don't think the Falcons are going to get the first-round draft pick they're seeking. But they definitely want to trade him to an AFC team. And again, this morning the Bills converted $11 million and change of Steph Diggs' salary into a signing bonus, saving roughly $8 million in cap space. I'm not saying that Julio comes to Buffalo, but somebody's coming to Buffalo. Could be Julio. In all likelihood, it's probably Zach Ertz, the tight end from Philadelphia, which has been no secret that they have been wanting him to come to Buffalo as well. So, I think it's going to be interesting to see if Julio Jones is traded, and then where is he traded to? Which AFC team picks up the very talented Julio Jones? All right, we'll close up the show after this timeout on ysnlive.com.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSWealthAdvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we go the extra mile for you.
By finding you the right vehicle at the right price.
By giving you confidence in your vehicle with the Greenwood Advantage warranty.
By guaranteeing you financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
And by being with you for every mile of your journey.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we do whatever it takes to go the extra mile. So, how can we go the extra mile for you?
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
For heating, cooling, and indoor air quality, the Mahoning Valley trusts MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning, offering worry-free repair, service, and installation. Call MP Vivo today for a free estimate.
MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning. We're your energy-efficient experts.
If you're looking for a new Ford vehicle, why shop anywhere else but Tri-State Ford? Choose from our great selection of new Ford models. Plus, we've got you covered with our exclusive Tri-State Ford Advantage. It includes a 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty with your new Ford. Come see why so many customers from the Tri-State area buy their new Ford at Tri-State Ford.
Customer focus, community driven. Tri-State Ford East Liverpool or visit tristateford.net.
And that'll do it for the Tuesday edition of Running Point. Anthony Hartwig and I will be with you tomorrow, noon to 3. Brian Tolnar will be joining us, at 1 o'clock. And Brian and I will celebrate the fact we both picked Jason Kokrak to win the Charles Schwab Challenge. I even said Jason would finish 14 under, which he did. You can't get much better than that. Anyway, that's tomorrow, noon to 3 on ysnlive.com. Stick around. Power Hour is coming up next. We will talk with you tomorrow, noon to 3 on a Wednesday edition of Running Points. Power Hour is coming up next. Making a great rest